Hey guys, it's Tim from Fango, the channel that brings you everything from the world of crypto, sports, news, and lifestyle. We have a great episode, guys, today. We're going to dive into looking at the Bitcoin price. We're going to look at Ethereum. We've just heard the SEC has dropped its investigation into Ethereum, so we'll have a little look at that. Some more madness around the Trump meme coins, and then some big news around Tether and a new project that they've just announced. So in terms of Bitcoin prices, guys, 65,418 as of this morning. We've seen a little bit of a pump over the last 24 hours from Ethereum, and that's on the back of the SEC dropping their investigation into Ethereum. I would have actually expected a little bit more of a pump around that news and actually more of the market to rally. I mean, we can see that a lot of coins like Solana, that probably rallied a little bit, 2% on the back of that news, because if they're not going to go after Ethereum, I think it would be unlikely that they would go after the other layer ones and layer twos, but it's the SEC, you never know. So you can see most of these other altcoins on the back of that news have rallied a little bit. You got Near Protocol up like 4.7%, but the altcoin market is just bleeding dry. And I actually read a really interesting article and a point of view about this yesterday. What we're now seeing is we're seeing such a huge supply of tokens coming into the market that there's also a huge amount of sell pressure that is being created on that altcoin market at the moment. So we actually had this year already over 1.2 million tokens launched. And if you take out meme coins from that, then you're looking at about 500,000 tokens that have been launched. That means you need 500,000 projects that are going to be attracting new liquidity, that is going to have new money to come in, that's going to drive that. And then ultimately, that's also going to create a lot of sell pressure. So I think there's a difficulty in the altcoin market. And because we're not seeing loads of new liquidity come in, we're not seeing retail investors come in yet, we are just very much stagnating, and we're just on a slow drip die of the altcoin market at the moment. When we do look at the Bitcoin price, I mentioned yesterday that we had a wick down to literally this 74K mark, and then we had another wick down here yesterday and another wick. So we've tested this 74 mark 3 times now, actually 4 times, and then we had a bounce off that. Now that could be on the news of the SEC dropping their investigation with Ethereum, but we have had a little bit of a bounce back. We're still sitting at the 65 mark, but it is holding strong. It is turning a little bit like 64 is turning into support. Just looking at the investigation into Ethereum, the SEC Enforcement Division has said it's closing its investigation into Ethereum, though consensus says the fight is not over yet. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission is dropping its investigation into whether ETH is a security. The SEC has notified us that it's closing its investigation into Ethereum, and Ethereum developer consensus said on the 19th of June. So look, guys, great news. I think the SEC are always wanting to come after cryptocurrencies. Then they're not winning. They didn't win against Ripple. They now dropped this against Ethereum. So hopefully it's just going to turn more and more and more positive for that crypto narrative. However, there are still things that are just always causing us issues in this space. And one of those things that I want to dive into is, I don't know if you guys remember Martin Shkreli. I mean, he's known as the farmer bro. He's the guy who bought the anti-AIDS drug, I think it was, and then he pushed the price up to, one of the drugs, maybe not anti-AIDS, but pushed the price up to like $2,000 per pill. And there was like huge market outrage and all of this. Anyway, he's now come out and said that he was actually the creator of the DJT, which is a Donald Jr. Trump token. Then comes amid the Polymarket Bets, which is a platform where you can bet on anything, had 1.7 million in Polymarket Bets on whether Donald Trump or his family members are behind the DJT token. And then Martin has come out and he said that he was involved in creating the Solana-based token DJT. Then he came onto Spaces, said around 10 people were involved in its creation, and that 40 to 50 people were aware of it. Listeners reported that he cited Donald Trump's son Barron as among them. What's then crazy is Arkham Intelligence, which is a very reputable firm, and a firm that deep dives into the crypto space. They've then just offered a bounty of $150,000 for anyone who could actually identify the real creator of DJT. I mean, it's crazy that you now got an intelligence firm that are now putting a bounty on to find out who is actually behind this. Zach XBT just went, hilarious how you panic DM'd me after I applied to Arkham saying I submitted a bounty for the creator of DJT and then make last minute spaces announcing you created it. So it seems that Martin Skirtle then messaged Zach XBT saying that he created it. Just the world of crypto. This is why it's funny. You've got to take it with a pinch of salt, but it sometimes doesn't help us. If you look at this from an outsider, you're like, what is going on? In terms of some other news, we've actually seen that Ton have just launched a dating app called Ton Dating in the Telegram members-based dating community with high-quality connections in Telegram, where real and beautiful girls meet smart and successful boys. Ton is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like I said yesterday, I think it can definitely push up into the 100 billion market cap as the bull run resumes. We're also seeing that consumer research, we're sounding the alarm on the threat so-called stablecoin Tether poses to the consumers and their suspicious business practices. Tether thrives in the shadows, refusing to be audited, constantly dodging fraud investigations. Is Tether the next FTX? I mean, look, there is so much FUD always around Tether, and then it is just, it holds its own. I'm not going to say it's too big to fail, because everyone said that about FTX. It is always fighting FUD. It is always a company that is under deep speculation, but it is the driver of the crypto industry. I mean, wow, if Tether did. And then speaking of Tether, we've also seen that Tether announces the launch of Alloy by Tether, a new digital asset backed by Tether Gold. So obviously the largest company in cryptocurrency industry is excited to announce the official launch of the Alloy by Tether, a groundbreaking tethered asset backed by Tether Gold, developed by Moongold and Moongold El Salvador, both of whom are members of the Tether Group. Alloy Tether aims to redefine the stability in digital economics by combining the strength of a stable unit of account with the security and reliability of gold. So basically it's cryptocurrency backed by gold. So look, be interesting to see where this goes. And then if we look into meme coin prices, we've actually seen a good little pump on a couple of projects. As I mentioned, Brett, which is a big bullish sentiment for me. They've had a nice 10% pump. They're actually leading the pack, 10% pump over the last 24 hours. They're up at 15. Actually, you've seen MAGA rebounded. They had a big drop the other day, and now they're back up around 21% over the last 24 hours. MPC, they're 28%. Ponki's down 3.5%. So the meme coins still pumping more than all the other coins, that's for sure. Landwolf, they're up at 82 million already. That's pumped 35% last 24 hours. There's a couple of other ones that I'm looking at, but the last time I checked, it was absolutely tanking. But this is quite an interesting one. It's Trump with Biden. Market cap is down at 193 million. This project is absolutely tanking. You can see where I bought in, actually. I bought in at the 0.007984, and it is now down there. So I am officially down 77%. It did pump up. And I saw if I claimed it here, I could have got 167%. Guys, this just shows you what can happen with meme coins. Sometimes you can take it here, you could take it here, it goes to 167%, you take your profit, and then it pumps all the way up to 40x, 50x, 100x, 6000x, and then you're kicking yourself because you took it at 167%. Or it does the reversal and you don't take it, like I didn't, and then you're down at 74%, and potentially this just dies a death. They were meant to have some big marketing coming out. I've not seen any of that, but yeah, I think a good way to think when you're taking profits is you can think, how long will this take me if I'm working a normal job? If I'm working a 9 to 5, how long would this take me to make in a normal job? If someone just came and gave me £5,000 now, would I take it? The answer is probably yes. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to the video. Please like the video, and I will check you all tomorrow.